To the daily vlog. You know, I don't know if you at home know this, but we make video games here.
We do.
And I'd love to tell you all about the new games that we're making, but I can't because you have to sign an NDA. So I ran out of things to talk about.
Oh. Okay. Well.
Next.
I was watching another podcast that I really like, MoBuzz, out of Spain.
Okay.
And they've got a new host. And the host set the wrong date today. And I just don't
totally
understand.
Wrong.
April 27th. Today is June 27th, 2007.
Off by many a month. Maybe she uses like a Mayan calendar or something.
But here's the thing. Calendar. Did nobody else in the office notice? I care less about the fact that she said the wrong date, which seems bizarre.
It's been a while since I've watched it. But there's a separate cameraman, right?
I think so, but I guess I don't know that for certain because the camera stays the same. There's editing, but there's no zooming in or out. So it's possible that
she was completely autonomous in making this episode.
And if that's the case, it makes me think
that she's about to get fired.
No, but that Karina, the previous host, worked harder than it seemed in producing the show.
Well, I definitely know that she was a journalist.
Picked her own content, stuff like
in
that.
The office, they worked like a newsroom.
Yeah.
They would find stories and share the stories, and then of the stories, they would pick which ones that they were going to put in their particular language podcast.
Mm.
So it was like, so she didn't necessarily find all the ones that she did, but
it was a collaborative sort of thing.
Yeah, and anything she did report on, she researched herself, she wrote herself, and then delivered.
Sense. Well, I really liked watching her, and it's funny because it made me realize, and particularly with podcasts, and this is the second time that it's like a single female host. It happened, last year with Rocket Boom. And I was never a huge Amanda fan, and certainly didn't translate over into a Joanne Cohen fan. And then in this case, I actually loved Karina and looked forward to watching MoBuzz every day. And then they've got this new host, and I'm not trying to prejudge her. I'm definitely going to give her a chance. She's it's been like a week or something.
Yeah.
But saying the wrong date in like your second full episode where you're the talking head doesn't stand well with me.
Maybe they do edit it themselves because like I remember hearing that like you can tell the days when I forget the guy's name, but there's like the producer of the MoBuzzes, and he's like a guy, and he's the one that like hired the various girls that do the different language podcasts.
Ooh,
and I heard that like he wants to like stay out of politics and just kind of leave that alone. It's supposed to be tech news.
Yeah.
But I've heard that you can tell the days when he is out of the office because Karina was very politically minded. So she would try to like slip in commentary to the existing stories. But when he was out of the office, it would be like,
commentary.
The students in France rise up against legislation where they get fired or some crap.
Yeah.
And so she definitely. So yeah, if there was no one to put checks on her in that case, then maybe the hosts are a lot more autonomous than I had thought.
Well, see, Gary's locked in the office, so we could get political. Free Tibbet.
Where can I get this free Tibbet?
I wanted to know what he's in for.
Oh.
That's a good question. Well, what I was going to say, I mean, from a journalistic standpoint, because I did study journalism in college, I love the premise of what Karina did.
You should send him a resume
to go to Spain.
And just be like, clearly, what's her face is not working out. So I just thought I would preemptively.
You really need me.
Yes. Proactively send you my resume.
Yeah, just to make that suggestion.
I'm seen on the daily vlog.
But I do like the idea of sort of what is in essence very independent journalism in that regard. It's not the same as going out and reporting on news and interviewing people, but rather being sort of a human aggregator of these different news
have
stories.
they never
and
gone
I also
out?
think that activism has its place when you're talking about something like a daily vlog or something like that. Like I would like to to have people write their congressmen to free net radio, so that we don't have to pay the big royalties as podcasters and as radio broadcasters.
Well, on that note, think about that and get back to us or check in
Write
at
your
dailyvlog.com.
congressman about something. Just do it.
Free Tibbet.